Welcome. This is a tutorial. This will be a video tutorial, our first video showing you how to use GarageBand, the app called GarageBand, as a way of recording an IG activity. One of the nice things about recording without shooting video is that participants in activities tend to have more authentic interaction, because you probably notice that when a video camera is on you personally even, you tend to notice that the camera's in the room, and that makes your interactions less authentic, unless you're meant for show business like me. So with that in mind, we're going to use an app called GarageBand. And I keep GarageBand in a folder on my iPad labeled Music. So when I tap on that folder, it opens up, and you'll see that GarageBand is an app that has an electric guitar with an orange backdrop. So I'm going to go ahead right now and then just tap on GarageBand. First thing you notice when you tap on GarageBand is you see a workspace area. Your workspace might be completely empty because you might not have used it in this way before. My son likes to play with the iPad as well and made kind of a nifty little tune. I'm XC and I know it. So we have some excellent work that's already been accomplished on our iPad. But whether there's something there or not, the first thing you need to do to create a new track or new audio recording in this case is you're going to tap the plus symbol in the upper left-hand corner. When you do that, a sub-menu opens up that says Create New Song or Copy. In this case, we're going to create a new song. And I'll tap that. Once we do that, we then open up another window, so to speak. And the first thing you see is a big microphone. And for our purposes, that's exactly what we're going to use to make an audio recorder. Now, if you want to mess around with this or see what else there is, if you swipe from right to left, you swipe right, you'll see that there are a number of different things you can do with GarageBand. Some of the young kids and even the elders might enjoy recording things with some different options here, drums, etc. But for our purposes and for this tutorial, we're going to stick with the audio recorder. So once we swipe back to it, what you want to do is just tap on the mic. And when you do that, it opens up a sort of audio recorder control panel. To me, it looks like something that came right out of the 70s or 80s maybe, or who knows. It looks pretty authentic, and you can see as my beautiful voice goes higher, it gets into the red, as many people often note in real life. Now, we want to record, and we just want to record our voice. It's pretty basic. We have everything we need, and if you look up toward the top of the iPad screen, you can see a red circle, which most of you will recognize as a record button. And before we can record, though, we want to change some settings, because there are some annoying settings that GarageBand has designed more for musicians, but if you're actually trying to record things, would be very obtrusive. So the first thing we're going to want to do is tap on the wrench, which is located near the upper right-hand corner next to the question mark, and that means essentially settings. When we tap on that, we can see various different things, but what we really want to turn off, because it will drive us insane, is the metronome, which sits near the top. And the easiest way to do that is just to tap on the switch, that blue switch on the right. When we do that, it shuts the metronome off. And that's going to help us and keep this thing quiet while we're taping or recording, which is what we want. After we've made that setting, we can just tap anywhere to the left of that sub window and it'll disappear. Now we need to do one other thing before we begin our recording. GarageBand records automatically up to 8 bars. But we want to go longer than that, because in most IG settings you're going to have hopefully an activity that takes longer than 8 bars. And if it is shorter than 8 bars, I really want to see it, because that is going to be one fast activity. So the way we adjust this thing so it keeps on recording until we are actually through with an activity, so there's a ruler that you can see. It looks like a ruler. It actually measures bars. It's just below the record button. We're going to hit the plus sign on the right-hand side of the ruler near the number 8. So I'm going to tap on that plus sign. And when I do, a sub-menu opens up titled Song Selections, like you're seeing now. And you can see that it's automatically set to just go out 8 bars, but we want to change that. So what we're going to do is just tap on section A. When we do, we can see that the automatic button is off. We're going to want to turn that on so that it instructs GarageBand to keep on going until we're ready to stop. So I'm going to tap on that switch. It'll now turn blue, which means we're set. Then I'm going to tap anywhere else on the work area to get out of that sub-menu. So now we're ready. We are ready to begin this masterful recording of my beautiful voice. And it's pretty simple. We are just going to hit the red or tap the red record button. You'll hear a little count in just to kind of warn us that we are live. And you can also see that we're recording because we're getting the ruler or the bars to start turning red. So right now we have a wonderful timeless recording of my annoying voice going out 8 bars. And when we think we've heard enough, and you can see here someone has just come up here. There's a little notification on my iPad, but from CNN, that shouldn't be happening with you. But now, to stop the recording, we can simply hit stop. Once we're stopped, the red line stops. The record button is no longer highlighted, and we're done recording. You can see there's some things we could do to alter the recording that we just made. The one that we've got highlighted is dry, which just gives us a natural audio recording. If you want to experiment with some of these other settings, you certainly can, but for the purposes of this tutorial, we're going to stick with keeping it real basic. Now, in order to see what we've actually recorded, if you look up toward the top of the screen on the iPad, you're going to see a blue highlighted microphone icon. And right next to that icon is another icon that looks like some square-like shapes. What that's supposed to denote or personify or picture is the actual bars. So what we're going to do is we're going to tap on those white highlighted boxes next to the microphone. When we do that, we can actually see the audio recording of my voice. And now what we've got to do is we've got to save that. And the way to save it is to tap on My Songs. Once we do that, it takes us back out to the GarageBand work area, and you can see my song is now here. Now, unless you have an amazing memory, you want to give this recording a personal name so that you can remember it, because as you do more of these, it will just by default name this one My Song, the next one My Song 1, My Song 2. We want to give this a name. And the way we do it is we just tap on the title of this recording. When we do that, it magnifies. We can see a cursor blinking next to the name, and then an X next to that cursor. If we tap on that X, it erases the original name, and I'm just going to name it Sample 1 to keep it simple. And once I'm done naming it, I hit done. Boom. And we have sample 1 of this wonderful recording made. That leaves us with the next step of this process, which is taking this audio file and connecting it with some pictures that were taken of the event. Ideally, you'd have the audio playing, recording, and you'd be taking pictures, which should lead to more natural interaction, because a camera doesn't quite do the same thing as rolling a video camera. So we've got our audio recording, and in the next tutorial, I'm going to show you how to take that audio recording and match it up with some pictures that were taken in the form of a slideshow. So I'll